Welcome back, everyone. It's time to lace up and dive into a journey that's just as magical as it is challenging. I'm Kristen, and I'm gearing up to Dare to Dopey once again. That's right, 4 days, 4 races totaling 48.6 miles, and countless memories at the happiest place on earth. I'm not just reliving memories, I'm chasing new ones. This isn't my first rodeo with the Dopey Challenge, but this time it's about setting the bar higher, pushing myself further, and achieving personal bests. Together, let's make every mile count leading up to January. Are you ready to run the Dopey Challenge with me? Let's lace up, train hard, and make memories that will last a lifetime. I'll see you on the course. Y'all ever have those moments where things just flash and they flash back? And I had that just now with all of those finish lines from 23 and how I'm so excited. I'm so excited to do it again. Let's go run Dopey again. So I don't even know, this is surreal. It's surreal to me. And I'm trying to think of things that I want to do better this time around compared to last time. I think I have a good idea of what's expected in the next training segment. And I don't know, I can't believe I'm doing it again. At this point, I've kind of been all talk in a way, because hello, registration hasn't even been available. But now that button has been clicked and there has been money exchanged, it got really, really real, but in the best way. So I'm excited to redo this. I have time goals. I would love to take a half hour or more off of my marathon time, which would end up being an overall PR of the marathon. I know that I can do that if my knee hangs with me. I'm not ready to be there. Obviously I'm not trained. I'm not ready to per se, but I'm ready to be in the thick of it, which sounds very weird to say that you're ready to be in the thick of it. I'm ready to be out running these long miles, because not only do I know that that's for my good and setting me up for success, but I also loved who I became during the training segment for 23, for Dopey 23. And I've talked about that before. I loved who I became during that. Not that I don't love who I am now, I do. But that version of me that trained for a marathon essentially alone, train for a marathon and not have it change your life. Isn't that what the saying is? But I would challenge you to take that a step further and train for a marathon alone and not have it change your life. I learned so much about how I can, when it comes down to it at the end of the day, absolutely depend on me. I showed up for me on all of those training runs, whether I really wanted to or not, whether I would have much rather slept in or found something else to do with my time. I still showed up. I still went out to the trails and around the neighborhood and all of that stuff, because I knew at the end of it, it was for my betterment. So here we go. Let's do it again. And I'm just so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait for it to start. I can't wait for y'all to be there. Are you gonna be there too, Gussie? Gussie's gonna be there too, maybe. I don't know that for sure. Say, but I'll train with you, Mom. I'll train with you, Mom. Yeah. All right. Let's get to work.
Welcome to the first workout in Dare to Dopey Season 2. The time has come, as our friend the walrus and the Alice in Wonderland, you got me. The time has come to start the journey that will consist of like probably hundreds of miles in training for that 48.6 mile victory lap. And I figured this week in the video I would share with you, side note, sorry if I'm out of breath, it's like 100 degrees and no breeze. Anyway, this week I will be sharing with you some lessons that I learned from the last Dopey training that I'm bringing into this Dopey training. So week 1 consists of 3 workouts, 45 minutes, and then 3 miles. Are y'all ready for this? It's like ready or not. Here we come. All right, let's get back to running. Things that I learned that I'm forever grateful to take into training this time was that you cannot, do you hear me? Cannot neglect stretching and foam rolling, because if you get into the habit of not doing that, you are setting yourself up for failure down the road. And if we have learned anything from my Dopey, from other people's Dopey, it is that you have to set yourself up for success. And the way that I am very consciously doing that this time is by setting aside time, even though I really don't want to, let's get honest, to stretch and roll after a run. It's like 5 to 10 minutes of your life. I promise you the benefits of it down the road you will be so thankful that you did. Now the other thing that I learned is that any new gear that you are going to want to wear, test that now. So for example, I am new and or late, depending on how you want to look at it, to the hydration vest game. And this is a Nathan Quick Start, I think is the name of the model of it. Sorry if the cicadas are so loud. I've never run with a hydration vest. I've usually always carried, like in hand, carried a water bottle, or on my like waist pouch thing, but it always weighed me down. So I thought, you know what? No better time than right now to try the hydration vest. And so far so good. It's not that heavy. Granted, I don't have the bladder filled all the way up, but it's these little runs, like these little 30 to 45 minute ones, that are a great distance to test anything new that you might want to carry with you for the remainder of training. And in Texas, or anywhere in the South for that matter, you're going to want something to keep you hydrated. So if you're thinking about pulling the trigger on anything like that, now's the time to do it. So again, the next important thing that I'm bringing with me into this one is to get all of the new equipment, if you will, the vest, the shoes, the sports bras, whatever. Start trialing those now. All right, y'all. That wraps up the first workout of Dare to Dopey Season 2, Volume 2. iteration 2, whatever we want to call it. Did right at 3 miles, a little over 3 miles in 45 minutes. Given the heat and the fact that I'm in new shoes, not that bad. I'll take it. All right, I will see y'all in the next workout where we will continue to discuss very important lessons that I learned in the last training cycle that I want you to try to take into account this cycle. All right, see you in the next one. Good morning and happy 4th of July. That's right, today is Thursday, July the 4th, and I am out for workout number 2 in this week's training plan, and it is a 45-minute run. So let's go. I'm out in the morning now instead of the evening, and something that you have to learn how to contend with in the South in the summer is when to run. So you can choose to run in the morning. Ooh, that's a lot of mud. You can choose to run in the morning. I'm just gonna get down here in the street for a second. Third time's a charm. You can choose to run in the morning when it's cooler, but the humidity is very high, or you can wait until the evening when it is hotter, the humidity is lower. So kind of a, you pick which level of suck you want to deal with. That's really what this is. So, all right, let's go. Okay, the next thing that I learned last time that I'm taking with me this time is the fact that not every run is going to go really well. All the runs that you're gonna do, you're gonna have some really great ones and you're gonna have some not so great ones. And the important thing to remember is that not every run is going to be great, but it can lead to really great things. So last time I trained for Dopey, we're just gonna keep calling it last time. Last time when I would have a really good run, a really bad run, I would be like, I'm a failure, this is not for me, I'm not gonna be able to do it. And you cannot color or influence the remainder of your training by one bad run. Everyone has one run that's not great. I think I had like 11 that were not good, but I still crossed the finish line. So even though every run may not be great, every run can teach you something. So my challenge to you is when you find yourself in those spots where it's not great, you're not doing well, find the lesson in that. Find the lesson. Maybe it's a lesson in learning how to cope when circumstances on race day are not what you thought they would be. So, okay. All right. Oh, it's shade. Bless you, shade. All right. We interrupt this prior scheduled programming, a prior tip, if you will, because I wanted to tell you this. Another very important lesson, and one that I'm practicing right now, is listening to your body. So, because it is so hot and humid, and I know a lot of you are going through the same thing, your heart rate tends to get really high. Mine does. And I've got my watch set to where if it gets to like 175, 180, it'll alert me that it's too high. And I've been getting those alerts very consistently during this run. And so the thing is you're going to want to listen to your body. And when your heart rate is too high, when you're getting a stitch in your side, it's okay to just walk for a little bit. You're still getting the time on your feet, and it's, yeah, there's really nothing else I can say about it, except you have to listen to your body when things like your heart rate especially get way too high. that is it for workout number 2. Did just under 3 miles in 45 minutes. Took a lot more walk breaks than I had previously. And that's because it is so blasted hot and humid. Yes, it is. All right, I'll see y'all in the next one. Good morning. It's Saturday morning, out for the first long run of Dopey training. It's 3 miles and it's a little bit cooler out this morning. Humidity's not as bad. We've got some tropical weather coming at us in a couple of days, so things are shifting, things are changing, but that's okay. I'll take it. Anyway, wrapping up the first full week of Dopey training, and I'm pleased, I guess, with how it's going, how it went. I still have a couple more tips I want to give you during this run, and then we'll wrap it up and move on to week 2. Are you ready? I am. And with that, we're 1.5 in. It's turnaround time. All right, the next thing, sorry, I just ran up a hill. The next thing I want to bring in to this training sequence from the last one is that not everyone is going to support and fully get behind what you're doing in training. There will be weekends where you can't go hang out at the lake with your friends, or go out of town, or those kinds of things, because you've got 15 miles to run or 17 miles to run, and your friends are not going to understand that, and that's okay, because not everyone understands Dopey. I don't rightfully understand it either. So, but just remember that you chose to do this for a reason. And especially if it's your first one, it's hard to see that light at the end of the 6-month tunnel, but it is there, I promise. And take it from us that have done it before. The sacrifices that you're about to make are completely worth the payoff. So take that into your next, or into this training cycle, that not everyone's going to support what you're doing, but remember, you've got the greater goal in mind. Okay? All right, we're supposed to be running now. Okay. 3 miles done, and with that wraps up the first week of Dopey training. Y'all, look at what we did. Isn't that so? I love that. Okay, final tip I want to give you. Set yourself up for success. I know I've kind of hinted towards that in prior, hold on, I've got to turn that music down. I know I've hinted at that in like prior tips, but I want to take it a step further and give you a practical way to exercise that. And that is going to be the night before you are to work out or go for a run, lay your clothes out. Like, lay them out, get the socks ready, get everything that you need for your outfit. Oh, I have sweat in my eye, holy moly. Everything that you need for your outfit, get it ready. Lay it out. That way you can't use, oh, I couldn't find my stuff, as an excuse to not go and work out. So the night before your long run, lay everything out, including your nutrition, if you're using nutrition on your long runs, especially as we get into the higher mileage. I promise you, it may Seems silly, but that extra 5 minutes before you go to bed will pay off exponentially in your stress level the next morning and your ability to get out the door. And holy moly, I have more sweat in my eye. Oh my gosh. Okay. Suffering. I'm suffering here in Texas for the greater good, for the greater Dopey good. Okay. Anyway. All right, y'all, that wraps up week 1, where we talked about lessons that I learned the last time that I'm bringing with me into this time. Hopefully I shared something new for you. If you have a tip from the last time you trained for a big race like this, leave it in the comment section down below, and we can all learn from each other. Just like I learned right now, I need to carry a sweat rag with me so I don't get salt in my eyes. All right. Next week, we are going to start doing themed long runs. So if you are not already, I highly encourage you to join my Dare to Dopey group on Facebook. That group has been around for a couple of years now. Started it back when I was training for Dopey in 23, or training in 22 for Dopey 23. And it's just a great place for us to come together and celebrate each other's wins, challenge each other. So next week we're starting themed runs for the long runs, and those will be listed in the Dare to Dopey group at the beginning of each week. All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and watching, and I hope you had a wonderful week 1. Looking forward to week 2, and make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, I have salt in my eye again. Oh my gosh. Okay, for real. Bye.